This episode of We Like Shooting Double Tap is brought to you by Swamp Fox Optics, Black Rhino Concealment, Manticore Arms, Polymer 80, the Sonoran Desert Institute. I expected there to be another day.
Welcome to We Like Shooting Double Tap, episode 134, where we answer your questions, ask a few of our own, and touch base on gun industry news. Our panel tonight is the owner of River's Edge Tactical. He's the Grinch. It's Jeremy Paz-Derrick. We've got the token Jew of the season, the Machine Gun Moses, Aaron Krieger. Why didn't I read these ahead of time? We've got our very own Nick Lynch, who was not born in a manger, but definitely a barn. My name's Sean Heron, your Christ figure for this season. That's stolen valor, I think. I'm not allowed to do that. Anyway, I want to welcome you all to the show. Audience clap, yada, yada, yada. All right. So, Monday show came out today, the day after Christmas. Today's show, the day after Christmas, comes out Saturday. How the hell are y'all?
I'm okay. How are you? Christmas is over. Happy?
Yeah.
Good and you.
Just fine and you. Jeremy, how was Christmas?
Pretty good.
What did this year's pajama print look like?
I saw
I'm
it
not
today.
wearing them. There are pictures on my Facebook page.
Yeah, I saw it and saved it today.
Actually, did you see the quilt my mom got
No.
in that post?
Was it an AIDS quilt for you?
No, it was my aunt made a quilt of like 9 years of pajamas.
Oh, wow. That's freaking
impressive.
awesome.
Yeah, it was actually really cool. My mom teared up a little bit. It was very sweet.
That is. Is it in the comments or what?
No, it's part of that post.
Let's see. Hold on. Hold on. The show's on hold for a moment while I go look for this.
While Sean Googles my very personal life and puts it on display for the audience.
I don't show anybody. I just save all the pictures. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's awesome. Your mom's a wonderful woman.
She sure is.
Very, very awesome. All right. What were we talking about?
We were talking about Jeremy and AIDS.
No, I don't think we were, Aaron.
So what everybody gets from their significant others?
Let's see. Nick?
What'd
you get?
I got an air fryer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Nice.
excited to try it out.
I've been actually looking at getting one of those, and then I was like, why? I don't cook.
We have one. It's
true.
pretty sweet. The chicken tendies
Yeah. Have you-
definitely turn out a little better.
Now, can you do like battered stuff in there, like onion rings or something, or does it need to be like lighter stuff?
I
like
think
breaded.
you can, but I don't know how it would work.
Nick,
Yeah.
I don't think you'd eat battered foods. Just saying.
Why?
Go ahead.
I do want an air fryer. I've
Yeah.
been thinking about it. I'm like, it's a good way to like cook stuff and not have it like caked in oil and stuff, right?
Yeah.
No, you still put oil in there.
Yeah, just
Just
not as much.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I guess I don't even know what an air fryer is. Marketing, it worked.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw so many go through at UPS. People were buying that crazy. And there's like all these Star Wars models. So some look like R2-D2 and crazy things like that.
Huh. I didn't get an R2-D2 air fryer. What's up with that, Tyler?
Yeah, Tyler.
Yeah, what? Tyler dropped the force ball.
Apparently.
Yeah, that's terrible. So you got an air fryer?
Yeah, and then she got me one of those, the Apple smart speaker.
Oh, yeah.
The HomePod.
Nice.
We have a bunch of the Alexas, and they suck.
I hate Alexa with a fiery passion.
Yeah, they were on sale last year, so I bought a couple for myself, and then she bought a couple for me for Christmas or my birthday or something. And they're awful. And I complain about them constantly, and I guess she got tired of listening to me complain about them, so she went and got me one of the Apple ones, which I hadn't even really looked at because they're kind of expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I was pretty shocked to get it, but it sounds so good. Like they're much bigger than you would expect, and like the base is enough to rattle the plates in the kitchen and stuff, and like
Very
the
nice.
dishes. It's pretty good,
That's awesome, man.
and she does what I tell her.
Even better.
Yeah,
Even better. Aaron, what'd you get?
My significant other gave me a pair of gloves and a shirt that lights up like
Wait.
like Iron Man.
Oh, okay. I was like, I gave you those.
Right, I know.
I get it.
Yeah. No, but she gave me a vest, like an outdoor vest and a pair of gloves.
Nice.
And I bought myself a helmet and said it was from her, so I was happy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Jeremy, what'd yours get you?
I got a few things. I got a jar of hot honey.
Like spicy honey?
That sounds actually
like
awesome.
honey
Okay.
that is like infused with chili peppers.
I was like, how do they keep the jar hot?
Yeah, no, it's like infused with chili peppers.
That sounds
honey.
good.
It's fantastic. I tried some. I got a. This is gonna sound weird, but when I had braces when I was a teenager, I had a water pick for like cleaning my teeth out, and it broke years ago, and I never got a new one. And I was talking about it a few months back, so my wife got me one for Christmas, and I was like, "Oh, these things are sweet."
Actually, yeah, I
was
loved
actually
the water
pretty
pick.
excited about it.
Yeah, dude, I loved my water pick back in the day. I forgot all about those.
Yeah. So I got one of those. I got what else did she get me? She got me a couple other little things that were very sweet. I don't remember off the top of my head. They're pile.
Yeah, that's awesome. Let's see. I got like a bunch of like sweet things, and then like she made up this big picture and had it like put on a canvas, like one of the gallery wrap canvases, like pictures of us, and it's super sweet.
Was it one with you in the ring behind the tree?
No, not that one. God. Honestly, that picture was like honestly one of the best things I've ever gotten. So it was pretty cool.
Oh, that's what it was. I got a picture frame with 3 pictures of me and Josie.
Aw,
in various stages.
what a time to be alive.
Various stages, like in making her while she's in the stomach. And then she
No,
came out.
me holding her, like me holding her at the hospital, me holding her in the tub, and me holding her like on the couch or something.
Aw.
That's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, that is nice.
Absolutely love it. Well,
So,
very
what
cool.
did okay, let's try this. What did your significant others get you? Or no, what did you get your significant others? Let's try it that way. What did you get your significant other, Sean?
So I'll tell you, I think the thing. So I got her like a big leather press that she's been wanting. It's like the last big piece of equipment for her to do leather working. Like she has one, but it doesn't do all the things she needed. So I got her that. But the one that I was most excited about was a result of fucking Facebook marketing, and it's cool. They're from France, and it's called a love box. And it's like just this little wooden
Is it
box.
the first step you cut a hole in the box?
Yeah. Oh, you're familiar with it? No, it's like a Jesus Christ, Jeremy.
What the even was that?
Jeremy, are you like slurping Jello shots over there?
Were you drinking or spitting? I don't understand.
Both?
He was sprinking. Okay, show title right there. Hold on.
I don't even know what kind of picture to put there.
So yeah, the love box. So I don't know.
Love box?
It's kind of corny. It's like a little wooden box, and then it's got a lid, and on the front of it, it's got like a Bitmoji heart, like a pixelated heart, and I have an app on my phone, and when I can send like little messages or whatever. And when the message goes through, it's connected to the internet. When the message goes through, the little heart spins, and then when she picks up, it's got an LCD screen in there that shows her my little love note or whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds really gay when I said it out.
How many days old were you guys when you realized how gay Sean was?
You were all today years old.
How sad? No. I've known this for a while.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Sean's like the sappiest guy I know.
Listen, Sean still opens car doors for the girl.
I do.
Sean's a gentleman beyond
Hey.
like I'm always like he's whipped, but really what it is he's a gentleman, and it's really impressive. Good job, Sean.
I open the door for Tyler. I just also tell her to shut up and get in the car.
Actually,
I'm surprised you actually stop.
I witnessed that the other day, actually.
Get in the car, Tyler.
That's just foreplay. Get in the truck.
And then, like, you know, a bunch of, like, some other cool things. I got her Baby Yoda engraved PMag.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's see. Yeah, just like, I don't know, lots of odds and ends and stuff. What did you get yours, Aaron?
I got her a giant Snickers bar, a oversized sweatshirt. You know, like you see those hoodie sweatshirts, those giant ones.
Uh-huh.
I got her one of those weighted blankets, which are awesome.
Oh, dude.
Really, he just thought she was fatter than she actually is. So he just bought like a 4XL. And he's like, oh, no, honey, it's an oversized one. It's made that way.
No, she actually wears it around. It's cute. But no, that weighted blanket, dude, it's like a hug, and it just makes you fall asleep. It's perfect.
I was thinking about getting one, actually.
Yeah, totally worth it. And the last thing I got her was like a unicorn onesie.
Nice. Is someone raping your dog?
No, he's in the kennel, and he just doesn't want to be there.
Oh, okay. Maybe let him out?
No. Then you'll piss on everything. Puppies, dude.
Don't forget, I don't think you can mute right there. No, it's still loud.
Am I still muted?
Yeah, because you're going through your laptop, not your microphone.
I'm like wondering what. Okay, let me see if I can switch this out. I apologize. I'm muting on and off.
This is worse than anything I've ever done.
No, I disagree.
Literally the entire time you were talking, that dog was yelling like it was raped. Okay, now it stopped. Shoot the dog or something. You got suppressors.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Also still the dog.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Also still the dog.
What the hell, dude? That dog, man. Let's see.
What is this?
You know what? I can mute right here.
Roden says, I feel like Sean plays Mall Madness and has a transparent phone.
Probably.
What does that mean?
I mean, isn't Mall Madness one of those, like, phone games?
I don't know. Is it? I don't know what it is. And what is it like I'm a hipster?
No, I think it's probably like you're a girl.
Oh, right.
Look, I muted, and now I'm going to unmute. All right? I'm unmuted, now I'm going to mute again.
What the Kill that dog.
It's in the kennel. All he has to do is drop it in a bucket of water.
Exactly. This is simple. All right.
I had a friend that did that with groundhogs.
Oh, no.
I knew somebody that did it with squirrels.
Jeremy, what'd you get to your wife?
I got her a gun.
What gun?
Shield Easy.
Oh, nice. 9mm or 380?
380. It's like a week before they announced the 9mm.
Yeah.
She even said the same thing. I put a picture on Instagram of the 9mm Easy that we got in the shop, and she's like, what the f***? And I'm like, well, it's like a weird, they just announced it. I didn't know.
Oh, transparent phones were actually a thing.
Is that a thing?
It was, yeah.
And I got her a fainting couch.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I think we talked about that on the show. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I don't know. iPhone. I don't know.
2018 transparent phone.
Yeah, I don't. 80s transparent.
Are they like jelly shoes? Remember those shoes that were like called jellies?
Yeah, jellies.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. The dog's screaming again. All right, cool. So, it sounds like Christmas was fun for everybody. Nobody broke up, got divorced.
We also got a dog.
Yeah, I know. Are you sure it's a dog? Because it sounds a lot like a velociraptor or a pterodactyl or something.
Do you guys remember that pterodactyl porn?
No. No.
Have you seen the whole movie?
No.
It's just as weird as you would
usually
think.
finish within like 10, 15.
Let's start out with Swamp Fox Optics. So we have this gun right here. It's a 458 SOCOM pistol that we did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you put a right-on optic on it. I was going to say
it was sitting on the bench.
perfect. But I was going to say, like, what is the best optic for this? Is it a red dot or is it like a LPVO?
I would say red dot.
Red dot?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the grip is loose.
Is it? Oh.
But yeah, I think a red dot. So yeah, it's a 458 SOCOM pistol with a binary trigger and a suppressor. And
Yeah.
maybe we'll just make it full auto. I don't know.
I think we should.
Would you swap out the trigger then?
No. Leave it full auto, or make it so that it has the third pinhole, but then just leave the binary trigger in there.
Yeah, what do you think, Aaron?
Doesn't seem like it. No. No, I disagree.
Well, you know, it's the hole that makes it full auto.
It is. So anyway, yeah.
But it's the binary trigger, you know, where you pull it, it shoots, and you let go, it shoots. Why would you? You don't need that with full auto.
Yeah, but why? I mean,
Nick's saying put the hole in it, which would make it a full auto, but then leave the binary trigger because everyone.
I was being a smart ass because you were like, are you gonna stick with the binary trigger if you make it full auto? Because you cannot do that. That does not work.
That's what I thought. Okay, good. We're on the same page.
We are. Anyway, so you would throw a red dot, and that is what? The Liberator from
I would
Swamp
throw a
Fox.
red dot.
No, you would put one on there.
Oh, yeah. You said throw.
Well, yeah, you would place it on.
I would lovingly attach a red dot.
And it would be, so yeah, the Liberator. I think we have a Liberator. We should throw it on there. And
like the wedge? I don't want anything with that. Anything to do with that.
No, the optic from Swamp. This is an ad read.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't
Not
know.
a very good one.
I don't know if anyone was aware of this.
Yeah, it was
Should we start
awful
over?
one.
Yeah, let's start over. So Swamp Fox. So we got this 458 SOCOM pistol with a binary trigger and a suppressor. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about what optic.
You gonna make that full auto?
Aaron, what? Fuck it. Swamp Fox Optics, 25% off, code WLS15 at their website, and we'll throw a Liberator on here and see what happens. It should be fun. This is a section called Would You Rather?
You know, that ad read started rough, ended wonderfully.
God.
We are professional.
We really are. So this is Would You Rather. Aaron, what do you have for us today?
The SSK 950 rifle versus the 50 BMG. Which would you rather have?
Is that the 950 JDJ?
It
is.
like
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well,
see it?
Yeah. First off, that thing's $25,000 to $35,000.
And each round's like $100, basically.
Okay. So, Aaron, whatever you're clicking now is now making a pretty distinct clicking noise every time you mute or unmute.
Oh, it's this little hand thing. So this thing sucks. When's the new headset arriving, Sean?
Saturday.
Okay, good. I'm very disappointed right now in my purchase.
Worst ad read ever.
We're professionals.
Aaron is detrimental to the sales of Swamp Fox. Relieve him from his hosting duties. No, we like Aaron.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyway, the JDJ, or sorry, the 950 JDJ. It is a bolt action rifle. The caliber is 950 JDJ. It's got a 33.5-inch heavy round barrel. I think I read somewhere earlier that it was based off of like a 20 millimeter.
Yeah, it is relatively close to a 20 millimeter round.
Okay, yeah, which is crazy. And I was watching people shoot this thing, and it looks pretty brutal. $25,000 to $35,000 for the gun, $100 per round, or a 50 BMG. I mean, the concept of the 950 JDJ is pretty fucking awesome, but like the reality of having it and shooting it is not in my price range necessarily. Nick, what would you pick?
I think I would pick the 50.
Yeah.
The 950 is cool, but it is just kind of a novelty, and I suspect that the 50 probably is capable of shooting at much greater ranges than this massive, slow in comparison, bullet.
Yeah.
And, you know, you can still, like, it up at shorter distances with the 50 just for the fun of it.
Right. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Aaron, what would you pick?
I would pick the 950 and go deer hunting with it.
Okay.
Just to see what happens.
So you don't. So what you don't want to do is actually get any food out of it. You just want to like vaporize a deer.
I want to see what that looks like.
What does this thing weigh?
I don't know.
61 pounds.
Oh, perfect. That's not bad.
Take it hunting, Aaron.
It's like you set up in a blind and you live there.
You have like 2 people to carry your gun, 1 person to carry your ammo.
Jeremy, which one would you pick?
Gal 8.
Jeremy gets no one to carry his gun.
What is that one?
It's from the A10 Warthog.
It's the A10
Oh, okay. I was like,
30 millimeter. Go yourself.
You have to carry it yourself, Jeremy.
I got a crane.
No,
you can't.
you have to carry it yourself.
Like the bird?
No, he would get a heron for that.
Like the country?
Didn't a guy get hit by a ricochet of a JDJ at the IV 8888 shoot? Wait,
No, he got hit. He got hit by a rubber dummy face.
the mouth of a rubber dummy in the crotch. I don't know. Did they have a 950 JDJ at the IV? I don't remember that.
I don't recall that either. That'd be ridiculous. We would have seen it.
Yeah,
because everyone would have been talking about it.
That's true. Yeah, I don't even recall that being there. All right. Anyway, so next up from Black Rhino Concealment, I was actually just going through some holsters today, looking. And did you guys know that they have tourniquet holsters?
Yes, because you said it last week.
Did I say it last week?
Mm-hmm. But that's cool because refresher's always the key to remembering things.
That is good. I've got a couple of those actually, and I was going to put them on some battle belts that I've been working on. So I was just pretty stoked about that. And then their mag pouches for pistol mags are awesome as well, and adjustable and universal. And go check them out. BlackRhinoConcealment.com. Coupon code is WLS MOFO, and that saves you 10% off all day, every day. Time to answer some questions.
Burn when you pee? Unsure about your relationship? Why can't you use 45 in a 9mm? Get your questions answered on #DearWLS. Visit WeLikeShooting.com/DearWLS to submit your question.
Holy this first question, I had to scroll through 3 pages to see the whole thing.
I know. I'll read it.
Jeremy read it.
Is that no? Oh, great cult leaders! I seek higher knowledge. No. Nick, is my front sight loose?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Othai's here. Everyone be cool.
Yay!
Everyone
I think he meant
cool.
like on the show he was going to pop in.
He can. Othais, if you want to come on, message.
Oh, so we want Kermit on.
Or
is that what you're saying?
I don't care. I don't care what Sean says about you, Othais. I think you're pretty cool.
Yeah, I think he's pretty cool.
That's not what you said earlier.
Yeah, I really think Othais sounds like Kermit, though.
I know you do. You say it all the time.
I do.
Steve L. says, "Oh, great cult leaders, I seek higher knowledge. Please excuse me if this comes off unclear, as I'm not really sure how to explain my idea, and this little box makes it hard on my phone." What box? Okay, he said he'll be on. Aaron, you read it for a minute. Stop it, Nick.
Oh, great cult leaders.
No, I already read that part.
Yeah, I know, but...
You're starting to fuzz. Othais, I'm sending you an email. So, Nick, go ahead and read that question.
Oh, God. Are you sure?
I'll take over as soon as I'm done doing this.
I've been thinking a lot lately about the state of our industry, and I'm wondering if a change in tactics to protect our rights might be in order. My thoughts kind of pull in a lot of aspects of the industry together.
All right, I'll go.
I understand Okay, go ahead.
I understand there's a tax on ammo and firearms that goes towards conservation, and many people are upset over the way it gets used. Largely that it is used for environmental projects, and some would like to see it used towards shooting sports other than hunting. I'm also in the hunting community and hear about these projects such as the Backwoods Hunter and Anglers, Mule Deer Migration Research, QDMA, On-X landlocked property access projects, migratory bird projects, wetland protection, and the list goes on and on. What if we partnered with some of these organizations to create more value? Such as with the mule deer migration, we could piggyback on an overpass project, say Route 80 in Wyoming, to create a shooting range that is closed when the mule deer are using it, or work with On-X to purchase right-of-ways to the millions of acres of public land that are inaccessible due to being landlocked, and put a shooting rang on it. If you like it, then you should have put a rang on it. Used it for migratory animals, public hiking, and a way to donate game taken to starving orphans. Wait, do we still have starving orphans?
Yeah,
Well,
what is
should.
Dickens novel?
Please, sir, I have some more.
All right.
That was Oliver Twist there. Hi, guys.
I will honestly say I have watched like 6 different versions of A Christmas Carol in the last 2 days.
Dude.
Did you watch the Muppet one?
I did.
Nice. Did you watch the one with Bill Murray? Scrooged?
Oh, Scrooge? No. I watched the Mickey Mouse one, the Muppet one, the new one that was on Hulu that was like dark and...
Was that the one with Jim Carrey?
No. It was like dark and pretty fucking grotesque at times.
Oh, the Witcher?
No, that was awesome. I watched that though.
I'm like maybe halfway through.
So you should really wait for the scene when.
Right.
Then the liberal nuns are on board. We are influencing the next generation, and we put up a small plaque that says "Paid for by ammunition sales," so don't complain about the noise. Near me, there's a private range where they not only have a range, but a fishing pond and campground. The whole thing closes during the white-tailed deer season, so members can hunt the property. It's a way... Oh. Are on board. We are influencing the next generation, and we put up a small plaque... Turn off the YouTube, Othais.
Way to go, Othais.
Well, the whole thing closes during the white-tailed deer season, so members can hunt the property. It's a way of getting more value out of the land and money it takes to run the place. Or we find ways to work with energy and climate change organizations, along with restoring habitat, and we put a shooting range on it with public access. Then we could even pull in nonprofit organizations like scouts and trade schools to build these things, helping to bring the next generation into our sports by teaching those skills they need and can use elsewhere in life. We could even do something where the game that is harvested is somehow given back. There's a company in Texas that is hunting feral hogs and has developed a way to get them into the commercial food industry. We could do something like that, then give it to the starving orphans and make that the marketing message. So the media liberals, would get on board and not even know the program is funded by gun sales. Then when they want gun regulations, we can say if you pass that, the kids will suffer. Get where I'm going with this? We could also use these projects as a way for sport shooters and hunters to learn from each other. Older hunters are aging out, and those are the ones that are really resistant to new technology. Younger hunters are just learning from grandpa and don't take a serious interest because they get teased for using new technology, or the boomers get that tech outlawed. Maybe Boogaloo preppers could learn skills they really need from hunters, and hunters could learn about this new technology Boogalooers are developing. Creating more value for both sports. I'm reaching out to you guys as I think this would really need to be a message started by the influencers. Someone needs to start putting a new message into the echo chamber. We need the ogre fuds like Jeremy to start saying this rifle is X dollars and Y goes towards these Save the Children projects. Right now, most people don't even know why they're paying a tax or how much it is. This is why hunters tolerate paying for a hunting license. All the money we all the money we pay goes right back into conservation. Even if it is not heard right away, eventually we can make it the loudest echo in the chamber. I know IV8888 does videos on hunting, and I think that is a great start. Maybe the guys at Gun and Gear Review can start reviewing products that could be used towards these new missions instead of the next red dot or pistol variant no one cares about. TGC has been searching for a way to effectively communicate to the liberals. Maybe through environmental projects is the answer. We can give guns and gadgets something other than the NRA fear tactics to report. So I reach out to the cult leaders and ask, is it too late to change our message? Are we too crucial of a point that we can't focus on the longer game? Is this viable? Is this the right message? How do we do it? Hashtag SSB, hashtag WLS is life.
Okay, I have an answer to that.
Okay.
All right. After listening to all that, I think we should actually just get rid of taxes altogether. And if you want and have conservation groups, just do it on their own. Because I hate paying taxes.
All right. Ernie says this guy assumes that people on the left actually care about doing the right thing. They don't. That's why they never talk about positive gun events, self-defense, etc. So, I mean, look, if you take all this land that is for hunting and you put a range on it, have you ever been to a public range, like on national land?
I have.
Yeah, they're like
it's scary.
Yeah, they're dumps. People leave their trash.
It's like this huge, in Michigan we have this one spot, it's like this huge concave hill. And there's just shells, and like I think I saw a TV out there, and just it's just garbage. It's like a dump, basically. You're right. It's a dump, literally.
Yeah, and I mean, look, honestly, like starving orphan jokes aside, like a lot of these people don't care. It's not even about like helping or doing something else. And I don't know, man. Nick, what do you think?
I don't know. I think in theory it's a great idea, but I'm also kind of with Aaron, like, how about we just don't tax it? I feel like that's an equally realistic goal, to not tax it and then let people spend that money on whatever conservation program they want to instead, or a charitable cause.
Yeah. Othias, I know you kind of came in a little bit.
Yeah, I came in halfway through the wall of text and was trying to figure out what I had screwed up on my sound settings. So what's the TLDR?
I don't know. He kind of wants to basically, I don't know. Who can
which taxes
this?
Are we moving? Because you guys keep saying don't tax it. What were we taxing?
He's talking about taxes on firearms and ammunition, and he wants to use those for conservation project. Basically, what I'm taking from this is that he wants like gun clubs essentially to be mixed in with certain conservation projects. Like he specifically mentions the like a deer crossing one of those overpass things so the deer can cross the highway in Wyoming. And he's talking about how, you know, when they start moving through, close the mule deer migration. When they start moving through, they can shut the range down and let the deer pass through and then open it back up afterwards. And he's talking about how maybe they could even allow some hunting at certain times of years in those areas.
I don't understand. Is the range preventing mule deer migration more so than highways and stuff?
Well, no, I think he's talking about using like the areas where they are setting aside for the mule deer migration as a shooting range.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea if instead of taxing everything to death, you created more land use specific for outdoors use, and then whatever fees are associated with that use then gets applied to land conservation, because at that point people are voluntarily using that facility over a privately owned facility. So if you can make it competitive, because I don't know, is it a nonprofit and therefore all funds get, any profit gets put over to the mule deer? Okay, that's fine. But I think if you're just going to have a universal tax applied to all firearms, I'm not really into that, but I'm more of a libertarian mindset about a lot of things, where it's just like taxing a right to me seems like sort of a violation of a right. But I don't know. Yeah. It's strange to me, because the whole thing with like NFA and firearms tax and all this other stuff is that there's no voting tax, and people would be outraged if they heard that. So same idea. There's not like a free speech tax. It's just one of those things where I don't want to see an incremental tax on a right.
Yeah, I think that's a good point.
The Fish and Nick C said it's the Pittman-Robertson Act, I believe.
However, if you told me that there was a government-subsidized skeet range, and whenever I shot there, 50% of everything I spent went into the conservation, well, I would shoot there all the time. Like, I wouldn't flinch. So,
yeah. Michael says you could put a donate option at the checkout when you buy guns and ammo, like most big box stores already do. So I wrote down a couple things, like any of this tax use, and go ahead,
Here's
Jeremy.
my problem with that. I could donate money for conservation to who? The federal government? They're a complete cluster with everything that they do.
Yeah.
So why would I want to give a bloated little fat greedy piggy more slop that they're just going to in and waste and not really do what they're supposed to do with it anyways?
For the bacon. We're talking about pigs, right?
Yeah. I think he said something about pigs.
So you want to feed a pig so you get good bacon. Just saying.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I love the sound of more money for conservation. I love the sound of it. Who's going to do it? The f***ing government? All right, well, that's pointless because they suck at everything.
That is true. How is it applied?
Yeah.
There's institutional creep in every organization.
So we just saw in Illinois the FOID cards, all the funds that they bring in for the FOID cards that was supposed to be used to improve and fund the FOID process was all being moved into other areas. They were just basically using it as a slush fund and moving it wherever they needed to do. So yeah, the tax use would not be, unless it was like a congressional or whether it was a law or something like that, definitely not going to be used. Roden actually said something I was going to bring up. I took a note. The 2A is not about hunting. And honestly, some of the biggest FUDs and the biggest detractors and damagers to the 2A in this country are the FUD hunters.
Yeah, but just because you're mad at hunters doesn't mean that you shouldn't want to preserve wildlands privately.
Completely agree. Completely.
Yeah, agree. I think conservation is something that we can agree on as a good thing in concept. The execution is going to be done by people who are participatory in that system.
I think you should do it.
Okay.
Go ahead. No, finish thought. Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying, like, if we just sort of ignore conservation, then all conservation efforts will belong to a group of people that we don't agree with.
No.
I think they should do conservation like in Africa. If you're the landowner and an animal gets killed on your property, you get a cut of you get paid for the animal being killed on your property. And then that incentivizes you to allow those animals to live and breed and have good places for them to live and safety.
That's actually not a bad point. I don't know a lot about the African systems, but they've done a lot down there to.
So basically, what happens
is people's selfish natures. So, like,
what happens over there is, say you have like elephants, right? But you're a poor farmer, so this elephant is eating just tonnage of the crops that you plant, right?
Right.
Just all of the crops. This big just sucking them all down, right? And you as the landowner you got this big right? He's eating all your he's making your kids starve to death. But so what are you going to do? You're going to go kill that elephant. You're going to poach them.
No, I'm going to let that elephant live because them kids.
Well, But you're going to go poach that fucking elephant so you and your family don't fucking starve to death.
With the 950, right?
Whatever. Who gives a
I do. I'm not going to fucking take it down with a 9mm.
Whatever. You get my point. So now
that's why you need extended mags.
I thought you'd do it with a knife, Aaron.
We flip that and we say, okay, we've allowed elephant hunting. Now, if an elephant is killed on your property, the guy paid $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, whatever the permit costs. Let's say $50,000 for easy figuring, because it's up there. It's tens of thousands of dollars to shoot an elephant, depending on the country and herd size, yada yada yada. Say it's $50,000 to shoot an elephant, and they're like, "Well, you're the property owner, so if an elephant gets killed on your property, you get $10,000." Now, $10,000 to a poor farmer in an African country is like 2 years worth of pay. It's one animal gets killed on your property. You just made 2 years of income, right? What are you going to do? You are going to plant as much that elephants like to eat. You are going to keep poachers off your property. I mean, just because you want all the elephants on your property to get shot, but you want more of them to be there next year. So it incentivizes people to protect them from poachers, which is actually the problem, not controlled hunting. And you're giving them food, you're giving them water. Hell, I'm going to put in a big place for them to come get drinks and water and in the dry seasons. And I want all the fucking elephants because.
To be fair, I think I've heard the inverse of this. Wasn't somebody I thought I saw an article a couple of weeks ago about feral hogs actually expanding because of people feeding them in order to draw them in for hunting.
Yeah, I've read similar stuff.
Well, that's the difference between an invasive species and, you're talking an elephant. You're talking something with a 2-year gestation period.
But it's that American mindset of like, I make $3 every time I kill one of these things. I'm going to breed them.
Well, and you get but the problem in Texas is that and here's the other problem with human greed in that aspect is now you have farmers and ranchers in Texas that are charging people to hunt on their property because they know people will pay instead of now you do have the ranchers and the farmers that just want to farm and they'll let people just eradicate them. Problem is you get one guy that acts like tears your fields up and then you don't let that happen anymore. But one guy can't keep up on it. They can't kill enough pigs. But if you could somehow allow people to hunt willy-nilly on your property without them, because that's the problem with most farmers is they've had a guy come hunt on their property, and up, cut a fence down, fence up, a field up, and they're like, no, I'm not letting anybody hunt on my property anymore because that's what happens around here.
Yeah. What about content creators like covering all this stuff in a much greater way? Like personally, conservation 100%. Hunting, I have my Hunter's Ed card. I've been out hunting a couple times, never even fired a shot. Not a hunter. Want to be. I want to do some hunting. But it's not like a thing that's that I've really focused on and really love, and I'm not passionate about it. Like I'm passionate about people's rights to do it. It's just not personally one of my passions. It's something I want to do, but nothing I'm like crazy passionate about. And honestly, I don't know. Othais, like 50% of your channel goes to hunting content. Like, what are your thoughts there?
Well, so I actually face this issue as I suppose, content creator, although I create heavy content. I think that if you try to force a message that is not actually personal to you, it does not come across well. And also, people know what their own audiences are. It's like I get emails every day about trying to sell cell phone video games. But could you imagine if I came out with an episode in which I was like, hey, you guys got to play this great cell phone game? No, everybody would know exactly what happened there. They wouldn't take it seriously. They wouldn't take it as a thing of passion.
Please do that.
If I had videos where I went out and hunted and was outdoors all the time, people would believe it. But if I'm just sort of going to the range and then coming back and then running my mouth about conservation, but you never see any photos of me out there using public land, then I'm probably not going to come. I'm going to disenfranchise as much as I inspire. And
public land? What are you, a poor?
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, I'm down in the southeast. All the land's been consumed, But I just think it's something that you need to stick with what you know and talk about what you do know. I don't say that it's not a good thing to support. I don't think you'll get the results you want if you force the issue.
I killed a doe in my driveway.
What, backing up?
Cool.
No, with a gun or the crossbow.
Okay. But yeah, I would just say if this is something you're passionate about, this is probably the best thing you can do on the front end of anything you're passionate about in these big projects. The first thing you can do is get involved with the people who are actually executing what it is that you want to happen or what you think is happening incorrectly. Whether you can change their minds or not doesn't matter. You want to know who they are and what they are doing for sure. And then you want to talk to the people who have control of that current process. And at the same time as you're doing that, you want to start talking to the public in general. And you can reach that probably through hunting and outdoor channels. And what you need to do is have a plan to bring everybody on the same page. Whether it works or not, that can take years of hard work and passion. But that's kind of how you do this. Like, I think a lot of people believe that you can just sort of go out there and ring the bell and make enough noise. But politically and corporately, I think people have learned that as long as you say all the right words and then just keep a low profile for 6 months, everybody fucking forgets it. Like, they forget everything. And it just goes on to the next thing. Like, Springfield, everybody's pissed at them for that legislative stuff, and we've turned around and they released this cool AR, so now everybody loves them again. You know what I mean? Like, they came out with that Hellcat pistol or whatever, and everybody's just like, oh, Springfield's back on top. We forgot all about being mad at them. And it just works. Like, they didn't actually go out and donate to any pro-gun organization that I know of in response. They didn't make any specific fix to the problem that people had. They just did something else that was cool, and everybody forgot about it.
Yeah. Aaron, what do you think?
Jeremy, you have to change your tag.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, it's just, I mean, we've diverged from the question so far that I think we just need to bring it back to the fact that it's about taxes and stuff like that, and I just don't agree with it.
Yeah.
Hey, two quick things. Othias, for April Fools, you totally should do a sponsored video sponsored by some cell phone game. I think it'd be hilarious. Two, that's something that we could totally do because we could just follow Jeremy around for a day.
That's true.
And just have footage of him playing his video games. Just stopping mid-conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, right now, you'd be like, hey, Jeremy, what are you freaking doing? I'm playing Clash of Clans, you guys. It's got up to 16
No, it's
players
Boom Beach.
Trade gold for.
Well, and here's the thing is, like, Jeremy will literally stop halfway through a sentence, and you would be like, it's not a pause, though. It's not like a Shatner pause or anything like that. It's a f***ing 17-minute thing, and then he starts talking about it again 17 minutes later, and you're like, what the f*** are you talking about? And he's like, no, I was telling you about this story.
Oh, yeah,
I remember exactly where I was.
Yeah, he picks up exactly where he left off.
No, we don't, though.
It's like if he was reading one of these questions and he just stopped halfway through for 5 minutes and then came back to the exact word he left off on.
It's why I tell my wife, don't give me a list of things to do. Just tell me why you want me, what thing you want me to get done. I can get a thing done, and when I'm done with that thing, give me another thing.
Isn't that just called a list?
Yeah, it's a list, but he can't handle a whole list.
Well, no, if you give me a whole list, I'm going to start bouncing around, and I'm not going to get anything done.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, why? Why can't you do a list?
Because I'll do all the easy parts of everything instead of just getting one thing done.
That's awesome. But yeah, I mean, I think as far as content creators go, like, yeah, there probably needs to be a focus on conservation, but I don't know. I'm not sure the best way to do that. And I'm not sure the people who listen to We Like Shooting want it to turn into like We Like Hunting.
Well, it depends on how connected you can get it into. That's the thing is, are content creators using that land that is being upheld by the conservation land? If they are, I think they are passionate about it. But if they're not, look at how many gun channels stop and thank museums or talk about going to museums or anything like that. And then you get an episode with us where we work out of a museum, and for several episodes after, you're going to hear, by the way, don't forget, Springfield National Historic Site gave us a hand, because you have that connection to what's going on. And so if you're part of one of those programs, maybe the people that are involved on those on the ground need to start reaching out and trying to invite people out to see what they're doing.
That, or we need to do a thing like Black History Month, but make it like, hunting month or hunting week, and every content creator in that we can get for 1 week or an episode that week puts out a show that we talk about our favorite hunting stories or what we do to hunt or something like that, just to, maybe because a lot of young, like my niece and nephew don't watch TV. It's all YouTube.
Right.
Wait.
And maybe that's how we get the younger generation. They listen to all the, they love Iraq Vet and Hickok 45 and all these guys. And even if you're not like a big time hunter, you could still tell we've all shot at an animal at well, not all of us, but most of us have gone hunting at least once or thought about it or tried and failed. But, I went for a walk with a gun. I really didn't go hunting, but here's my story. And maybe that's how we get somebody to go, I'd like to try that.
You know what I would love? I want to see
when Joe Rogan talked about going hunting.
Oh, yeah, that caused a bunch. But what about if you want a younger crowd, get a bunch of the video game streamers to go hunting and just be like, yeah, let's go do it in real life. Let's take these guys hunting. And then watch as they try to over-emote and react to their own personal phones and stuff. Like, they're just like, we just found a deer as it goes running off.
Wait, can we make Hunting Awareness Month or whatever it's called during no hunting seasons?
No. Sure.
Just be aware of hunting. Don't go do it.
Yeah, be aware of hunting, but you can't do it now. You have to wait for 6 more months.
Love it. Let's hopefully that was some kind of conversation that he was hoping for. I doubt it, but you never know. Aaron, why don't you take the next question? Not with the f***ing shark.
Okay. Hey, guys. I just want to know what, in your opinion, is the best sub-$500 shotgun for the first shotgun? Also, why is Savage even on the show? I can never tell the difference between an episode where he's there and one where he's missing. Probably because Jeremy and Sean never let anyone else speak, except when Aaron interrupts. Love the show. Long live the Colt. Ah!
Okay, well, first of all, Alex, you. No.
Nick talks, but he's hard to understand.
No.
He's talking about Savage.
And Aaron never has anything useful to say.
That's not true.
No, he's talked about AIDS in the show.
Twice.
About guns.
Yeah.
How am I hard to understand, Jeremy?
Yeah, Nick actually speaks reasonably well.
Wait, I want to point out that you're making fun of... Wait. Hold on. This is all messed up. You're making fun of Aaron, but as we all know that every good story has a problem you need to solve, so Aaron's the problem. If we could only solve him, we could wrap this whole thing up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then...
Wait. How did I become the problem?
I don't know how.
You were born it.
That's like... How...
Some of you merely adopted the problem.
Aaron was born the problem. But wait, this was about Savage. Why is he on the show? I don't know. We just invited him once, and he never stopped coming.
I mean, actually, it was his idea, but...
Actually, you know what? This show was actually Savage's idea, and we were all totally against it.
Thank you, Savage.
And he recorded it on the DL and gave it to Jake from the Firearms Radio Network. At the time.
Now we own the Firearms Radio Network.
Indeed.
Best sub $500 shotgun for a first shotgun. Single shot break action. Like an old H&R or something.
Where did this? What is this a new question? What just happened?
Yeah.
Alex
sub
B.
$500 shotgun. What's good for a beginner? Like all of them, dude. Shotguns aren't that expensive. You can get an 870. You can get a 500. You can get a single shot, a double. Like you can get a lot of shotguns for $500 or less. Dude, I got a used Mossberg 500 down to the shop for like $250.
But what's the best one?
$250.
Mossberg 500, the 590. I'm pretty sure you can get new under 500, right?
Yeah, it's going to be the most flexible too.
Yeah, the 870.
Yeah.
People tend to get iffy about the ergonomics on the 870.
Really?
I've heard people complain more about 870 ergonomics. And to be fair, the 870 is actually much older. I don't
like where the action release is.
Yep, there's a lot of that. Like it's a little easier to get through the manipulation of the 500 faster. In a lot of people's opinion,
the 500 just doesn't work very well with a pistol grip because of where the safety is.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All good answers. I was actually trying to think of shotguns over 500 for like a first.
I mean, Benelli, Beretta,
right? Yeah, like all the super expensive ones.
Silver
H&H
Silver Pigeon,
Holland.
two separate shotgun markets. We saw them split apart over the course of 100 years. There's the high-end shotgun market, and then there's sort of like economy shotgun market, and that's it. There's not really anything in between.
Yeah.
Get a Merkel.
Oh God, those are so expensive.
I have a Fab Arms down at the shop that this guy we're selling on consignment for him. It's a smoking deal at like $2,200.
Eesh.
Because they're like $3,000 shotguns.
Fire to the Forge. Hey guys, my wife is watching with me. Can you tell her to let me hunt?
Let you hunt? What are you, just go hunt. Stop being a
She said if the cult leaders...
This guy talks like a big bad all the time. Oh, these guys, retard. Just talk to go hunt. Oh, my wife won't let me hunt. You piece of shit.
Wow.
Wow.
Tell us how you really feel.
She said if the cult leaders say it's okay, she'll think about it.
Whiny little... Just go hunt. Just go shoot something.
Let him hunt.
Wow.
Will you please let him hunt?
Yeah, I expected it to go that way, but no, it went the opposite way.
My wife won't let me hunt. Does she let you have your ever?
Yeah. I like get one of the
shockwaves. Take them out of
shockwaves.
the jar when she says it's okay. You.
Definitely get one of the shockwave 12 gauge shotguns.
Do not do that. We shot that shotgun that you have with the stupid shockwave. I hate that thing.
I hate the shockwave too.
Yeah. I mean, it was good for a while.
Before we move on, can somebody please make a note that next Valentine's Day, it's just going to be Ask Jeremy?
As Jeremy Love.
Yeah, it's going to be like Ask Abby or whatever, or Dear Abby. It's just Dear Jeremy, and he's going to give out advice to people on their relationships for Valentine's Day as a special.
Right, but I think his advice would separate a lot of people.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah.
I just realized something.
What?
So you guys have heard of there's Savage Love. He's sort of like Ask Abby. He's like a gay dude.
None of us have heard of this, but keep going.
He does a lot of. I used to listen to him because he'd get a lot of like really weird questions about there was one where a guy was like, I meet up with a dude that I hire off of Craigslist in a hotel room about once a year. He's like, I pay him like $100 or something, and he kicks me in the as hard as he can and then leaves. And he's like, I get off on it. Should I tell my wife? So weird shit like that. But I'm pretty sure that dude's from Washington, and also his name is Savage, and also I think he's like bald, or I guess he's not bald. That looks like he has hair. What if it is actually Savage though?
It would make sense.
But I want Jeremy to answer questions like that.
That would be awesome. Aaron, why don't you take the next one?
But I just read the last one.
I mean, Nick, take the next one.
Jesus. I'll make the shark read more.
No.
Oh, God, I got lost. Timmy L says, is it safe to shoot new federal Syntech PCC ammo out of an old Smith & Wesson 915, or is it too high pressure? And if so, what would you recommend for ammo in that old pistol for a 10-yard shot at a white-tailed deer?
I think I must have looked up the wrong 915 because it just looks like a semi-auto pistol.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, so I've got a couple questions. These were made in the 90s. And it looks like 1150 feet per second for 124 grain, which I looked up that Syntech PCC and it's like 1200. So I mean, it's going to be totally fine, right? Like I don't see any problems with this or any other reason. The only reason I would ask is why are you shooting pistol caliber carbine ammo just through it like a handgun? Like this stuff is made a little bit hotter and to feed into pistol caliber carbines. Like they changed the shape of the bullet so that it would feed better into PCCs.
Is it like plus P or something?
It didn't look like it. No. I was looking. I actually looked it up quite a bit, and here's some ballistic data right here. We were looking at 1,200 feet per second, just a little over 1,000 feet per second. I couldn't find any actual pressure ratings for the 915 nor the ammo, and I'm just guessing here. Like, what do you guys think? I think it's probably fine, although I don't know why.
Probably fine. Yeah.
I mean, this is a gun made in the 90s, not the 1890s, the 1990s. So it's not even like it's that old, and it's used with like modern.
And if you're going to shoot a whitetail with something like that, use an expanding bullet. Use a good hollow point, a high quality hollow point.
Yeah,
I can say that Federal HST works really well in whitetail.
Yeah. Jeremy, any thoughts on this one? Or
I mean, you could get away with it once. At a minimum, you can get away with it once. I mean, repeated use is probably going to f*** your gun up. But it's not going to blow it up. It's just going to put more wear and tear on it, would be my guess. Even older guns that aren't really rated for like plus P ammo, you can shoot it. You just probably shouldn't.
I don't even see that this ammo's plus P. Like, not even on their website does it say plus P.
What's the velocity of it?
Like under 1,200 feet per second.
Out of what barrel length? What bullet grain?
124 grain bullets.
Going
1,200 feet per second.
Out of?
I'm looking. 10 shots to the chrono.
Because barrel length is going to change that velocity a lot. Because if they're testing it out of a handgun.
Yeah, it doesn't say what he shot it out of.
Well, that is information that you need. Because if it's 1,200 feet per second out of a 16-inch barrel, that is slow as that is like underpowered like a.
Yeah, and this ammo is actually the official ammo of USPSA, and it's like got a 150 power factor. I don't know. I was like, I don't think it's going to blow up your hand or anything like that, but
I'm confused by this whole presentation. Just friggin' sandbag it and shoot 500 rounds through it and see if you get any cracking.
There you go. Or maybe just like go buy something else. And like Nick said, I wouldn't even shoot a deer with this stuff because it's literally, that's not what it's for.
Is it ball ammo?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, don't do that. You're stupid.
All right.
There's a reason hollow points exist, dude. Like, deer and people. It's the same reason we use, defensive ammo is just hunting of a different version.
All right. Steven S. says, hey, guys, we all know you can't put a VFG on an AR pistol unless it's over 26 inches, but what are your thoughts on the BCM VFG on an AR pistol? The ATF's opinion is that the VFG is 90 degrees to the bore, but if you look at the BCM, is it canted? Seems like legally it would work, but not sure if I want the ATF's if I want to be the ATF's test case or not. I like my dog and my wife too much for the Alphabet Boys to shoot them. Thanks. Keep up the great work. I don't know. Like, if it's a little bit too questionable, it's angled, right? Like, but it still looks to me like a vertical foregrip.
If they call it a vertical foregrip, you're probably going to be no.
Yeah, it is literally called VFG, a BCM gunfighter vertical grip. I would say no. I don't really have anything else to say about that one.
Oh, well, look,
I don't even know what it looks like. I'm not that huge on BCM.
Oh, here.
Guys, look, my shark's flexing.
Oh, what? Because it's slightly to the rear?
My wife is loving this shark.
Because it's 89 degrees, not 90?
All right, so I'm going to show you guys this thing now. This is the BCM Gunfighter vertical grip. I'm like, that's a vertical foregrip.
What's it supposed to be other than a vertical foregrip?
He's saying, like, because it's canted, that does it count as an
it's
angle?
not straight 90. It's like 89 degrees.
So is this one of those things where everybody's going to send, 400 god letters to the ATF until it's illegal?
Yes, that is exactly what this is.
So I have an attorney friend that screams about this because his big case is that what happens is stuff floats on in and people go, well, I don't know, I don't freaking know, I don't know. Let's all ask the ATF. And once the ATF gets 300 stupid letters from you guys, they turn around and go, I guess we better make it illegal. And they do it because they didn't even know it was happening until you idiots started asking over and over and over again. Why not just, either it's obviously illegal or not, make your call and make your purchase or not. And then that's up to you. But if you're sitting there thinking it's not legal, just shut up and don't buy it. Just you shut up and you don't buy it. Why do you have to go police all the other gun owners?
Or, go and buy it and do it. And, if you get caught and you end up going to jail, we're going to talk about, oh, well, you shouldn't have done that. I don't know. I don't know why. I get why we want to push envelopes and boundaries and things like that, right? I do understand it. And I get how like having an AR pistol is like, I understand behind it. I literally have one right behind me. Like I understand all that stuff, and I understand Franklin Armory wanting to push the envelope as hard as they fucking can, and coming up with new things. But then like when we send requests for opinions on things to the ATF, it has never gone well for us.
No, I mean, we get okay. So here's the problem with the ATF letter that drives me crazy: is that everybody gets one back and it says, "Well, currently this is not regulated," or whatever the frig it says on there. Nothing about it is a stamp that says, "If we make this illegal a year from now, then you get off." You know what I mean? Like there's nothing about an ATF letter that actually protects you. It can only take things away. So stop asking for them. I mean, if you're a manufacturer, I understand. I understand that if you are specifically a manufacturer and you specifically want to make sure that you're not about to have your product banned before you spend a bunch of money on it, I understand. But these individuals and all these other guys that run around trying to file for this stuff all the time or ask about it all the time, well, I don't get it. Like either you're willing to push the envelope, so go buy it and take the risk, or you're not and just stay away from this stupid thing. Go read the law. Like, you don't have people going down to the police station every day asking whether or not they can turn right on red. They just either do it or they don't, and they suffer the consequences. And I understand these are more severe consequences in people's imaginations, but I don't understand. And the one I really hate are the people that just turn around and tattle on everybody else. If you don't want it, why are you tattling? Just stay out of it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, dude, I'm with you.
Well, there's always that kid in class like, do we need to turn our homework in now?
I think it was like ARFCOM where somebody was importing. I can't even remember, and they were all yelling like, "Oh, you guys pre-ordered them, but 16 years ago the ATF banned this one gun that had this same feature, and they said that was their excuse and blah blah." And that decision did not directly affect this gun; it tangentially did. But I guarantee the ATF would never have even noticed if it hadn't been for like 100 idiots running their mouths instead of just being like, "Okay, they imported that gun." You know?
Yeah.
But no, everybody's got to run their mouth and just ask and ask and ask. It would have gone right up under the radar. It was, as far as like legislatively, perfectly legal. But it doesn't matter because there's an opinion on it now, and we're allowing opinions to dictate law, which is just, anyway.
No, I totally agree. And I'm like, look, if it's a gray area, then either jump into the gray area and shut the up about it. It's like those lawyers, like the shut the up guys. Like, either do it and shut the up and take the risk. Like, I don't, yeah. It really does get annoying. And like, look,
half the people who want to regulate the arms market wouldn't know what the hell they were looking at. It's the people that know what they're looking at and then turn around and tell the other side that are causing these problems.
All right, I'm going to tell my story now. I actually alluded to it a while back, but so I recently got my FFL and my SOT, and a couple weeks ago I was going through the safe and I found a lower that I completely disassembled, and it's because one of these opinion letters or something happened, and the ATF changed like the length of pull. I couldn't remember specifically what it was, but I had taken it apart because my length of pull had basically the ATF's opinion had made it illegal. So I had taken it apart long before I got my SOT and my FFL, and I was going through the safe and I found it, and I was like, oh, hell, I should literally make this into an SBR now. Aaron, I'm going to fucking ban you in a minute. You're driving me insane.
He's bored. He doesn't have the attention span.
So I was like, let me just make it into an SBR. So I made it into an SBR. I Form 2'd it, informing the ATF that I had created an NFA device. And so it's a suppressed. Aaron, what are you doing?
It's a shark. Like in my screen, all I can see is a shark. And when you talk, he's talking. So it's like I'm listening to a shark talk.
It's so distracting. So I SBR'd it, and then I was going to take it over to our cameraman Steve's house to show him. And so I had this SBR, and it was suppressed, and I was going to take it because it's marketing, because I'm trying to sell him suppressors and things. So I put it in a backpack, and I'm like, you know what? I need to print out my approved Form 3 and my approved Form 2 just in case, because you never know what's actually going to happen. So I print those out. I put my FFL and my SOT, or a copy of them, in a folder, and I put it in the backpack. So I've got this SBR with a folding stock, suppressed, and a fully loaded magazine, not in the gun. So I get it, and I'm driving to Steve's house, and I'm just on a regular road, and what happens is State Patrol gets behind me, and I'm like, okay, whatever. So I get pulled over, and this is like just on a road inside Colorado Springs. So he had pulled me over for whatever, speeding, clearly. So I get pulled over. He walks up. I've got my window down. I've got my dome lights on, and my hands on the steering wheel, palms up, just to be sure. He's like, "Hey, do you know why I pulled you over?" I was like, "No, I can't imagine why you would have pulled me over." Can I turn Aaron's camera off? Is that a possibility? What if
I don't understand why you can't ignore him.
So I'm trying to look over here, but it's so distracting.
Just put a sticky note over that corner.
Yeah, I need to. So he pulls me over. And then in Colorado, we don't have a duty to inform. So he says, "Do you have any firearms in the car?" At that point, I have to answer truthfully. So I say, "Yeah, I've got a couple." He asks where they are. I say, "One's in my waistband, concealed. It's a pistol, and then I've got a rifle in a backpack on the passenger."
Wait, do you say it like that?
I said I have a concealed gun in my waistband.
No. Tone wise, do you say it like that?
I was like,
I'm in the South. Whenever they ask if I have any guns in the car, I'm always like, "Hell yeah!" And they go, "All right." Like, if you bring excitement, they get excited back.
No, man. And it was a state trooper who were in Colorado. I've had two. Literally, I've had two experiences with state troopers, and this one was it turned out positive. But so he says, I say, "I've got one in my waistband. I've got a rifle in the backpack." And he says, "You've got a rifle in the backpack?" Because it's just like a normal pack, because I've got the folding stock adapter and all that. So I say, "Yeah, it's a rifle." And he's like, "Well, how does a rifle fit into that?" And I said, "Well, it's a short-barreled rifle." And I was like, "Well, and I've got a suppressor in there as well." And he's like, "A what?" And I said, "A silencer." So then he's like, "Okay, well, I need to see it." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine. It's over there on the floor in a backpack. Good, do whatever you need." And he's like, "Well, I need you to show it to me." And I'm like, "Well, you want me to show it to you? To take it out and show it to you?" And I was like, "And just so you know, it is literally a short-barreled rifle, and there is a silencer in there." And he's like, yeah, just I need you to show it to me." So I'm like, "Okay, I'm going to take my right hand, I'm going to reach over, I'm going to grab the backpack, I'm going to pull it up on my lap. Is that what you want me to do?" He says, "Yes." So I do that. I grab it. I say, "Now what?" He says, "Well, show it to me." And I say, "Well," and then he asked me where it is. I say, "It's in the middle compartment. The zippers are on the top." He says, "Okay, go ahead and open them up." I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm going to take my left hand, I'm going to open those zippers up, and I'm going to pull the flap down." He says, "Okay, do that." So I unzip it, I pull the flap down, and you can see the top of it. So then I say, "Now what do you want me to do?" He's like, "Well, I want you to take it out." I said, "Okay, it's got a folding stock adapter on it, so if the stock swings down into the open position, I don't want you to freak out." He says, "Okay," so I take it out. And then I say, "Okay, can I put the backpack down?" He says, "Yeah." So I put the backpack down on the passenger side. I've got an AR-15 with a folding stock adapter in my hand. He says, "Okay, well, now I need to run it, so what kind of gun is it?" And I'm like, "Well, I manufactured it, but it's just made out of a bunch of different parts from a bunch of different companies." And he says, "Well, what kind of gun is it?" And I was like, "Well, I don't understand. I'm the manufacturer."
Wait, what does he mean run it? I'm confused.
What does he mean, what?
He says he has to run it?
Yeah, exactly. And I was a little bit confused too. So
they're like, the ammo's in the back, I guess, but this doesn't seem like a good place to shoot.
I know.
Running gun? What are we talking about?
And then so I'm like, okay, the lower receiver is the firearm. And he's like, "What's a receiver?" And I was like, well, so the ATF considers the lower of this the firearm, and it's the serialized portion. And he's like, "Okay." I was like, "Do you want the serial number?" He says, "Is that what I need to run it?" I say, "I don't know. What do you mean by run it?" He says, "To make sure it's not stolen." I was like, "I guess, but I don't know how it could be reported stolen because I'm the manufacturer." But whatever. So he's like, "Show me the serial number." I say, "Well, I have to unfold the stock to show you the serial number." He says, "Okay." I unfold the stock. I am holding an SBR in my hand on the side of the road. He says, "Hold it out the window so I can see it." I hold a short-barreled rifle outside the window of my car with cars speeding by and this officer shining a bright-ass flashlight on the serial number. He then writes down the serial number, and he says, "Okay, I got it. You can put it back on your lap." So I put it back on my lap. At that point, I'm like, "Do you mind if I just put it away? Because seriously, I'm uncomfortable." And he's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, I don't feel comfortable holding an AR-15 in a car. I don't
want backup to roll up and see this in my lap.
Exactly. And he's like, "Okay, go ahead and put it away." So then he goes and he takes it and he gives me a ticket, and it's fine. But Yeah, like the whole thing. So they like have no fucking idea what anything is. I'm like, dude, if you pulled somebody over that had a short-barreled rifle and a silencer, like he had no idea what any of it was. He had no idea what a receiver was, what an AR-15 was. I actually forgot what the point of this telling the story was. Does anyone else remember?
We're telling cops pulling us over stories, right? Because I want to tell one of those. I got 2 in my pocket.
Go ahead, man.
One, May got pulled over, and she used to have a car with this Girls Love Guns bumper sticker. And she had like a taillight out or something, and we didn't know, but she gets pulled over, and I'm like, I wonder what happened. So the guy walks up, deep Southern, and he comes up with a flashlight up on his head and everything. It's night out. And he's scanning the car because it's like I'm in the back and the girls are up front. And so he's just leaning in the car right off the bat going, now who here loves guns? And we're all kind of confused because it's like the weirdest first question ever. So everybody raises their hands. And he goes, hot! And then he just goes on this, just this rambling conversation about firearms for like 10 minutes. And he goes, oh, your taillight's out. Have a good one.
Nice.
And then the second one is I had a guy pull me over and he said, do you have any firearms in the car? And I'm so used to moving equipment around and then having stuff we're filming with in the back of the Suburban. So he says, do you have any firearms? And I was like, yeah, I've got my concealed carry. And so I hand him, my concealed carry. And he goes, oh, okay, where is it at? And I said, well, it's on my hip where it should be. And he goes, oh, okay, we'll just leave it there. So we go through the whole thing. It's just a warning for I can't even remember what. And it's like raining out and everything. And he comes back and he goes, okay, here's your thing, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, hey, I'm so sorry because I'm an I will put myself in situations I shouldn't be in. I've almost been shot multiple times for my attitude. So he comes back and I was like, oh, hey, I'm really sorry I actually lied to you, which every cop hates to hear. Like he
almost shot because you're white. Yeah. If you weren't white, it wouldn't be almost shot.
Oh,
right?
And I was just like, yeah, I completely forgot. I had another rifle in the back. I thought of it as equipment, so I didn't even tell you about it. And he goes, oh, I don't care about that. And I was like, you might care about it. It's actually really cool. And I was like, it's a freaking prototype from World War I. And he just goes, no, I don't. Okay, that's fine. You have a good one. So he gets the out of there all of a sudden. Like now he's nervous, right? So he gets out of there, and I don't pull away yet because something I don't know how to explain it. So he comes jogging back up to the front of my car and he goes, hey, there's an Eckerd's right here. We pull over in that parking lot. And I went, okay. So I pulled over in that parking lot, and he pulls over beside me and he goes, okay, I turned off the dash cam. What is it? I want to see it.
Nice.
That's freaking awesome. Yeah. Someone said this is ridiculous about me holding the gun out the window. Dude, I thought so too. I was like, so someone drives by some concealed carrier and they're like, oh God, that guy's got a rifle. He's going to shoot the cop and comes and shoots me. It was
it's not even that. Like this guy literally made you assemble.
I know.
A fucking rifle in
on a busy street.
You've given me the ability to smoke you.
Dude,
he's like, load it.
And then, load
now
it.
Point it at
me. Pull the trigger.
Because if he had shot you, he would have been like, dude, he had the thing in his lap.
It was so fucking uncomfortable, man. And then I was like, well, did you need to see the suppressor or anything or the silencer? I said silencer because I figured he'd know what that meant. And he's like, no.
Well, he's got no way to run anything with that anyway.
And so he did all that, and he never even cared about the gun that I told him that I had in my waistband.
Well, to be fair, it's really hard to draw from that seated position in the car. That's why people are getting into shoulder holsters again.
Except that's not, because I literally put the seatbelt behind my gun, so my gun's out, like literally popping up.
That's why he had you assemble the rifle and hold it outside the window so that it would be easier to get to. He was just waiting for you to twitch wrong so he could waste you.
I know.
He's like, I'm going to get my first stateside.
And then he was like, I don't know why you're uncomfortable. I'm fine.
It would have been amazing if in the middle of it, he's like, you put your right foot on blue.
Right. Yeah. Do the hokey pokey and you put your SBR out.
What is it? What is it? Get on your hands and knees or elbows and knees. Now cross your ankles.
No, not that.
No, not that guy.
I would have been funny if he's like, okay, put it out the window. Now shake it all about.
It was just weird. And it was kind of crazy that I had printed out all my Oh, also, like, I wasn't going to show him any of my paperwork. I was just like, if he asked to see my paperwork, I'm not going to show it to him. I'm like I'm going to show it to the ATF if they show up, but I'm not going to show it to him because A, he doesn't even know what a receiver is. B, I don't think he knows what any of that paperwork was. But I had it just in case it like went further, and it was fucking stupid. It was really annoying. I think that'll do it for those questions. If you'd like to submit yours, go to WeLikeShooting.com/DearWLS.
You should call his office and file a complaint and be like, I could have shot him. I could have killed him. And just keep saying that.
No.
Just repeat that over and over and over again.
He wasn't a jerk or anything. He was just so clueless about guns.
Just keep telling them that you're worried about the safety of their men, and then keep repeating the fact that you could have shot him.
No, I don't think so. And why was a state trooper pulling me over in the middle of town?
Because they can.
I know they can. It just doesn't make any sense why he would.
Because you're right off of that main drag.
Right off of Woodman?
Mm-hmm. Well, off of Powers.
Yeah.
And Woodman goes out to the other highway.
Yeah. All right. So before we do anything else, Manicore Arms, I literally just put away my bin full of Transformer rail parts, and I think you should go check out their Transformer rail. It's pretty awesome. I also have just their M-Lock rail. It's one of my favorites just because it's like so small and light. Is it distracting you?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I love it.
And we're still doing it.
But I don't care because I love it.
I can't ban it. I've tried.
Arm will eventually get tired if you stop paying attention to him.
But it won't. That's the thing.
It hasn't. I thought it would. Anyway, Manicore Arms, Transformer Rail's awesome. The muzzle devices are awesome. AK stuff is awesome. I actually have my AK stuff about to be painted. And Brad says, Sean, really, we've all heard about the way you drive. Whatever, Brad. Anyway, ManicoreArms.com. Coupon code WLS10 saves you money. Wait, not that one, this one.
Not guns, not gear, just the gang. Hashtag not guns.
Aaron, what do you have for us today? Oh, yeah, see, you weren't f***ing prepared because you're f***ing around too much.
We have flashback today, Sean.
A flashback?
Yeah, so last year, we right before New Year's Eve, we did we guessed everyone else's New Year's resolution. So we pulled it from the bin, Sean.
You did, man. I was so impressed by this, by the way.
Thanks. My hand is so sore right now.
Oh, good. I hope I honestly hope that like it falls off or you get like leprosy or something.
So you're not liking it?
No, I hate it. It's so annoying.
I thought you liked the shark, man.
I did until you started like just putting it directly in the camera and distracting me when I'm trying to talk and form a cohesive thought.
I hope you die in a fire.
Said the guy on his phone. Doesn't even realize what's going on.
So
all right, so anyhow.
John Doe says Aaron is off his meds. He got a little encouragement from the crowd and now won't stop. And I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, someone said Aaron cracks him up, so now he's going to like put pencils in his nose and shake him around.
Oh, great. You woke up the fucking dog, Sean.
Oh, no. Okay, so what are we doing? Are we saying what our New Year's resolutions are for 2020?
Let's do last year's first.
Okay, so
we're going to hear last year's, and then we are going to see how many of them actually came true.
All right. Oh, God, this is nerve-wracking. Joe.
Yeah.
This week's topic, Aaron.
Choose everyone's New Year's Eve resolutions.
Oh, we choose the other people's?
Yeah, so shall I start?
Sure.
All right, Sean.
Yeah.
You choose to diversify, and you're going to start eating marbled cake.
Go f*** yourself.
Instead of just white cake.
Yeah, no, I got the joke, and I'm f***ing mad as hell. And I'm even more mad about this than I was the AR-10 bull.
And even more mad about me not being able to make Shot Show.
Dude, don't even get me started. I'll say some shit I can't take back.
Jeremy's New Year's resolution will be 2 less this year. Whoa, wow. All over for a tall man. Nick, yours will be lose half the weight you gained in 2018, so you need to lose 50 pounds.
Dude.
I mean, like,
what's it?
15, but...
50, that's right. That's what I said.
Yeah, 15. Right. Nick. Bro.
No, I gained a lot of this in 2017, too.
Oh, okay. I was like, I love you, man, but we got to be honest. This is your intervention.
No, I need to lose about 50 pounds total.
Okay.
But if I'm only losing what I gained in 2018, then...
Okay.
That's fair. That's fair.
Savage, you need to stop sleeping during shows. That's what you're going to do.
Oh, wow.
2 times. Only 2 times.
Yeah, 2 more than anybody else.
Which reminds me
one more than... So I think Nick fell asleep at one time.
I think he died once, but he came back.
It's like Jesus. It's like that meme I saw the other day where it's like you wrestle 100 guys and when you're forgotten, but you wrestle one guy and grab his they make a marble statue of you. Did you guys see that one?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that made me laugh when I saw that.
Dude, did we see it? You posted it in Slack. You sent it to me on friggin' Google Hangouts. You texted it to me and you emailed it to me. Like, honestly, tomorrow if I go to the post office to pick up mail and you send a printout in a letter, I wouldn't even be surprised.
I'm thinking about getting it tattooed on my back. I'm not sure. And my New Year's resolution is to be nicer to you.
Well,
you didn't do that.
You know it.
All right, Nick, if you were going to choose everybody's New Year's resolution, what would it be?
Oh, man. I think that I would choose for Aaron. His New Year's resolution would be to try to grow back that foot.
That's a challenge.
Like Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Or the lizard guy in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The doctor who lost his arm, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm down.
Or...
There's another one?
I don't know why I said or. I was thinking Savage. But for whatever reason, I said or.
What?
Savage's resolution will be to grow his hair back.
Oh. Not a chance.
Yeah.
Just for men. No, wait. Rogaine.
That would have to be God's New Year's resolution.
Sean's New Year's resolution will be to... oh, man. See, I can't go too mean on this because he knows where I sleep. Sean's New Year's resolution will be to grow back his pride.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Because he does so many demeaning things like getting shot in the face with pepper spray. For We Like Shooting.
Awesome.
I gotta say, I got shot in the face with pepper spray for our listeners. You're all
yeah.
drunk.
Yeah. I was aiming for your face, but somehow your side got in the way.
Jeremy's resolution will be to grow back his dad.
Oh, and what's yours, Nick?
To lose half the weight that I gained in 2018.
All right, that's fair. Savage, what do you think?
Let me see. Nick's will be to even more publicly declare his love for me in picture format, I think.
I like it.
Wow.
Hey, man, when it's tight, you know.
Yeah.
Amen.
Let's see. Aaron.
I'm not sure what he's talking about.
Aaron will do his best to be less right all the time, less confrontational.
That's going to be tough.
Yeah, right?
Right? Well, you're right when you're right, and you're right.
Yeah. Registration.
Except when you're left.
Dang.
Let's see. Sean, I had one for you, Sean. Oh, yeah. Sean is going to have to come up with a new catchphrase because, this weird flex but okay thing can only go for so long.
No, I totally agree. And actually, in the mail tomorrow, I should have sounds like fudge but okay dust covers. So
okay.
I'll be posting those, and that'll be my new thing starting probably tomorrow.
Wait, so say it again?
Sounds like fudge but okay.
Oh, FUD.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying fudge. I don't even know what that sounds like.
You're like, that's the weirdest catchphrase ever.
Yeah.
But okay.
Fudge.
Now everyone wants me to get all these dust covers. I'm constantly getting messaged about, you should do ones like this. I'm like, that's cool. And I'm going to be broke just from ordering custom AR dust covers.
Right. You're going to have to get more ARs.
Jeez, yeah, you're absolutely right.
He's only got about 30.
You're going to have a 2 million square foot museum of all of your dust covers.
But that's the thing is I have to put together, I have to assemble a new rifle or pistol every time because, I can't just put them on uppers and do that.
Yeah, that would just be silly, right?
Yeah, that would be dumb. All right, let's see. For me, Aaron's New Year's resolution is to...
Wait. Did Savage give one for himself?
Oh, no.
Oh, God. I don't know. Just to get out of the house more.
Let's be honest. Jesus.
Yeah.
Bring us down, Savage.
Well, mine are all going to be honest.
Oh, okay. I'm down.
Yeah. All right. So mine is for Aaron. Aaron's New Year's resolution should be to take a more proactive role in the leadership of We Like Shooting.
Okay.
Oh,
I like it.
wow.
Yeah. Like
Savage, you're fired.
that's the spirit.
Sean, you suck.
My New Year's resolution for Savage is to get a new job because he just got fired from We Like Shooting. Let's see. No, for Savage, let's see. What would it be?
I would like to see him travel more.
Yeah. I think that would actually be the thing because it was so great to hang out with Savage. It was like, oh, cool. We do have this really awesome friend that we didn't even realize we had.
Right, and now he's got inside jokes, which is cool.
Yeah, I'd really like to see him grow his hair back.
It's really not attractive at all.
For Jeremy, a New Year's resolution would be to be less angry because 2018 saw the angriest Jeremy that I've ever seen.
Yeah, it diminished my enjoyment of Jeremy time.
It really did.
To be fair, though, that dude was under a ton of stress.
Yeah, but he's still angry, and it's not getting any better. So that's my New Year's resolution for Jeremy is to be less angry and to be old Jeremy. He was annoying. He was mad. He choked people, but God damn it, he was fun.
He was, except for when you had to ride in a car and listen to his music.
Yeah, no.
Or God, when you were in a car and he starts singing and he looks at you like you're supposed to know the lyrics.
I know. Like, dude, I've never heard this obscure bluegrass song before in my entire life.
Right. Or he's like, the jokes are on the radio and they're funny, but it's not like, ha ha ha, you know. And it's just like, he's losing it. And he's heard it like 1,000 times. He's just staring at you with the expectation that you're going to laugh as well.
Do you remember when we were at we were with Hickok 45's son, John, watching him do stand-up at a seedy bar, a seedy comedy stand-up club in Las Vegas. And the comic that went on before him told a racist joke that no one was supposed to laugh at. But Jeremy from the back of the room laughed really energetically and really loudly at it. And the guy was like, what? And Jeremy's like, it's funny because it's true. Yeah.
And the guy's like, racism's funny. And Jeremy's like, yeah, it is.
Gosh, that was not our finest moment, but it was pretty funny. Let's see, Nick, you're bro. Yeah, I'm with everybody else. You got to lose half that way. We're worried, bro. Bro. And my New Year's resolution is to get less mad. I think 2018 saw the rise of Angry Sean as well. But I'm good now. I'm good.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, no, I'm not good, Aaron. I got all mad at you earlier.
Yeah, Sean, maybe if you stop being such a snowflake, we can have more adult conversations.
Maybe if people never mind. Nope.
Hey,
doing the happy dance.
I'm just over here
poking the bear.
Yeah.
That's right. So, hey, Bob Z wants to know what you're drinking.
Yeah, I told him American Barrel Bourbon Whiskey. He suggested another one and said that he's actually going to send one to the studio. So that's amazing.
I honestly think we should have a whiskey tasting episode.
That's a great idea. Tom C. over at Facebook said, good thing the shirts at the WLS store go to 5XL. Or no, he said 4XL, but they go to 5. Sorry, Nick.
But those come with zippers and tent poles.
How long is this?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's kind of
all right.
As an alternative, you can also use it to cover your boat.
Don't leave us with ice, please. We're
1X.
stuck.
It's almost
1X,
done.
guys.
Really? You're still wearing XL?
Yeah.
Should we
Okay,
stop
that
it?
explains why your nipples are always showing.
Yep.
That's why you're always printing.
Aaron, should we stop
I got
it?
this new shirt the other day. It's a
Okay, that'll do. Okay, so
What show is that? That was actually pretty funny. Like, I think I might actually listen to that.
Oh God! Everybody, hang up now.
It was 98.
so
I
funny.
I
98
honestly
what?
just got bored and want to hung out with Kevin in Discord. You guys know Kevin.
So I've got 3 things to say about this. 4 things to say. 1, I was tipsy. You could totally tell, and totally
Was
tipsy.
I not on
tonight.
that show?
I think you may have been coming, but. So when I first hit the button, it said it was only 5 minutes long, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." But then when I actually looked at the properties of the file, it said 11 minutes, and after 5 minutes, I was done. But I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll put it at the very end of this show.
Great. Now Tauflader Mouse is here.
Yay! So number 1, I was tipsy. Number 2, we were actually pretty fucking funny. I laughed. Jeremy less angry. That actually happened. And me less angry. That actually happened. It just turned out I had to get rid of some cancer, and then everything was fine.
Yeah.
If you had a proper producer, that train wreck would have never happened.
Hey, so Nick, did you lose the weight?
Nope, I still weigh exactly what I did then.
Exactly.
All right.
And I will say, since I moved to Colorado, I put on 30 pounds.
30?
Oh, sucks
Yep,
for you. I put
30
on
pounds.
more than that. Come on. Those are rookie numbers.
Yeah. So let me ask you this question. So, Aaron, what are your New Year's resolutions?
For everybody else?
No, for you.
For me, just to, dude, I don't even know what day it is anymore. My life's so topsy turvy. I don't know, man. I just want to get my finances in order. It's all up right now.
All right. Othias, what's your New Year's resolutions?
Well, I'm going to keep outrunning the tax man. That's my plan.
Dude, they caught me so hard. I just got another letter in the mail from the state of Michigan. They're like, hey, we looked at your 2015 taxes. I'm like,
Oh, God.
What the
Well, you don't lie on them.
man?
At least not where you get caught.
Right, exactly. Whoops.
All right. Jeremy, what's your New Year's resolution?
Live forever, die trying.
All right. Nick?
Wait, so you're not going to... That doesn't work. That doesn't make any sense, Jeremy.
Why not?
Because you're going to die trying to live forever.
Yeah, I'm going to live forever or die trying.
Okay.
I don't think you are. Well, yeah. No.
Jeremy quietly told me that he's going to deal with being more sensitive to the people around him and their feelings.
Dude, Jeremy's been so much less mad in 2019. It's actually been pretty great.
I had to deal with a whole car ride to listening to how in love Jeremy is.
I know. It's weird.
That not from me.
No, you didn't tell me it. You apparently told it to someone else who told it to me for an hour.
I feel like May was blowing out of proportion.
No.
Well, the fish said Sean's anger is a direct result of the amount of crazy he's sticking his dong in. Well, turns out you're right.
Yeah, I called that 3 years ago.
All right.
Up.
Bragger. Nick, what's your New Year's resolution?
I don't really do New Year's resolutions. Similarly to Aaron, I want to get my my debts paid down, but I don't really have like any super heavy debts, so it's probably going to be like March.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really do New Year's resolutions.
So yeah, I don't do New Year's resolutions either. I will say that my goals for 2019 were to get our video kind of like up to snuff and get back into doing videos and things like that, and we're there. So I've kind of met that one. In 2020,
how about getting a urinal for adults?
That one is for adults, but it's to bathe in.
Yeah, that is a creepy urinal. Get rid of that thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
you have a urinal for children, Sean?
No, we have the weirdest urinal ever.
It's like guaranteed to f you up. Like that urinal.
You're like, how does this work? I don't even understand.
It's like
nobody likes being surprised with their out.
I mean, it's just you pee in a trough, right? I mean, that's basically what a urinal is.
It's got like a bowl that has water in it, and you pee in it, and then you flush, and the water stays there. Just more water comes in.
Yeah, it's so weird. You could literally
the ergonomics seem safe until you engage with it.
Yeah, you could poop in it just fine, I think.
Except it would never go anywhere because it just adds more water.
All right, so I'm ashamed that I actually know this, but if you flush the toilet 8 times, it will flush all of the water.
So the urinal?
So here's what I do. I take out my wiener and I start peeing and I flush. And then as soon as it finishes flushing, I flush again. And then as soon as it finishes flushing, I flush again. Because I don't want to pee in like, Aaron?
Yeah, what? Oh, the dog.
Is someone raping your dog? So if you flush it 8 times, it will literally do a complete flush cycle.
That's a remarkable waste of water.
It really is. It's the worst. It is the worst.
The more water you guys use, the less California gets, so good on you.
No, but you're single-handedly destroying the planet for your grandchildren.
How dare me?
How dare you?
I have ruined your childhood and your dreams.
Your grandchild's childhood.
Yeah, don't care.
You don't have to worry about it. You're old as I probably don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, because basically, like in Nick years, you're older than Aaron and I both.
I don't think that checks out.
Yeah. Yeah, because every Nick year is worth 17 normal person years.
Oh, because I live my life to the fullest?
No, because you're probably going to die soon.
Oh, well, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Let's see. Othais, Aaron, Nick.
When they do the autopsy, I'm going to have my colon saved for you. They're going to put it in a box and ship it to you with
that's fine.
No clue as to what's inside.
That's fine.
You're just going to get like a 40-pound colon.
Ew.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, they found like 27 pounds of poop in John Wayne's intestines when he died. That's why they called him the Duke.
I don't think that's correct. But.
It might be. I don't know. Where are we at on the show? I'm not even 100% sure anymore. Aaron, where are we at?
We are about to move to the news segment, I think.
Oh, before we do, though, I'm so sorry. That was so loud. That was.
Do you
so
know how much money I spent on hearing protection just for it to be wasted on your show?
You're welcome. Before we move into the news segment, let's talk about Polymer 80. Othais, do you have any Polymer 80s?
No. I only have one modern firearm, and it is the only acceptable modern firearm.
I was going to say, do you have Polymer 1884s?
No, it's the Kel-Tec Sub 2000 that I put $1,000 worth of on.
That's amazing.
Did you not get to see it? I had it with me in Georgia.
I don't think I did, actually.
We'll keep going with the Polymer 80 because we'll talk about my spike gun another time.
All right. So Polymer 80, Nick, what's your favorite Polymer 80 thing that you've messed with?
Their pistol frames.
Okay. All right. Aaron, how about you?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Polymer 80.
I have a ton of them. I love those things, man. They're great.
Polymer 80 is not a question. That's the name of a company.
Anyway, go check out the Buy Build Shoot. Those are actually pretty cool. So for right around $500, you get everything you need all in a box. You finish the Polymer 80, which takes anywhere between like 10 and 30 minutes, depending on how handy you are or how many times you've done it. And it's got the slide, the sights, the barrel, everything else, all available for right around $500. Polymer80.com. Coupon code is WLS is life, and that saves you money. So go check those out. Unless you're in Pennsylvania. And then they even have serialized stuff coming out very soon if it's not out already. And you'll be able to get that as well. So Polymer80.com, and they'll have something for everybody coming very soon. The serialized stuff's not out yet, right?
The serialized Polymer 80s?
Yeah.
I thought they were.
I sell them.
Yeah.
You do? All right. Well, they're out. So you can go buy those as well. So even if you're in Pennsylvania where they've just declared 80% receivers firearms, you can get whatever you need. What's the state that actually doesn't allow polymer framed pistols? Is that Massachusetts?
Wasn't it Pennsylvania that just decided that they...
No, so they just made 80% firearms, but...
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't know. Massholes don't want anything fun.
I know.
So can we get like 60%ers?
Actually, I think it might be Pennsylvania.
3%ers.
I don't know. Anyway, Polymer80.com is the place to go, and this is time for news. Aaron, what do you have for us tonight?
Barking dog.
Yeah,
An Overtron show that's gone.
Animal.
Kill that dog.
No, it just doesn't want to be in its kennel, that's all.
So let it out of the kennel.
It's got to learn to like it.
I don't think it likes it at all.
Put the lotion on skin.
Yeah, or else it's going to get the hose again.
Ruger Mark IVs are the target models are coming out with 10-inch barrels.
Oh God!
10-inch barrels.
This looks ridiculous.
It kind of looks like that gun that the Joker pulls out in Batman.
It does. The Michael Keaton Batman.
Yeah.
Look at this, Othais. What do you think? Do you want a 10-inch barrel Mark IV?
Yes.
Do you?
Yeah, why not?
Can I get it with a brace?
I'm sorry. What is the reasoning to not have a 10-inch barrel? Like,
I think you break the plane and actually touch the target when you pull that out.
You get a sweet super long sight radius, and it's just a plinker anyway. Like, it's cool. Who cares?
When you pull the trigger, does it say bang? Does a big flag come out?
Think of all the room for accessories on there. You can mount 4 flashlights.
So many accessories. I want a brace for it. A brace that doubles as a holster.
You know, that could be the direction they're going.
That would be badass.
The aftermarket would release a brace to go with it.
But wait, But wait, braces already have that hole in them, right? So you can put your arm through. That hole could be where the gun goes in too. They could put some sort of attachment system on it so it could attach to your belt, and then it's got that hole for your arm to go through it. So you just put the gun through there.
So let me ask
this could be a thing. We could do this.
So do you guys want a 10-inch barrel Mark IV for $700?
No.
Okay, well, that's how much they're going to be.
Is it integrally suppressed?
No.
Then no.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the muzzle's going to be so far away from you probably won't hear it anyway. But
you guys are missing Tao's comment on this.
You got to call it an artillery Ruger.
Ooh, all right.
I'm in.
But it needs an adjustable sight that goes out to like 1,000 yards.
Yeah,
or meters.
I guess personally, I don't want this. So I don't know. We'll see.
What the?
Next story, Aaron.
Ruger debuts their 9mm GP100 competition revolver. It looks pretty slick.
It looks like a starter pistol.
Because so now they've got all the ports, but also the cylinder is
it's got
short.
A cylinder like a starter pistol. They kept the same frame that they use on the 357, and instead of making the cylinder fill the frame, they put a really short cylinder on it, and then it seems to have a barrel with a forcing cone that comes back to meet the cylinder, which is a really ugly design. Okay.
It's like the Ruger Red Hawk that Jeremy had told the guys from Ruger looks like a dog, but this looks like a chode.
It's
looks like an impacted chode.
It legitimately does not look like a real gun because of the way they set up the cylinder there. I mean, there are 357s, like the Korth has a 9mm cylinder that comes with it. However, it actually fits the frame.
I don't want this. I don't.
It would have been really cool if they made the frame fit the cylinder.
Yeah.
They were like, we're going to make it more compact, so we're going to cut.
Yeah, but then they only got to make one frame and they can reuse it. So
I know why they did it. They could have made
benefit analysis.
I know why they did it, but they could have made one cylinder.
Also, those are lightning cuts, right?
Yeah.
It helps you cock it faster.
No, I mean, I get it, but if you're just trying... I mean, you ever look at any high-level speed competition pistol? They all look goofy as with weirdo hanging off of them. But if it makes you go faster for what you do, then who gives a
I guess.
I mean, maybe they're just trying to cut weight on it by pulling that off the cylinder.
I mean, it's probably it.
Othias, do you want one of these?
I mean, I'm not really in the market, but it's cool. Like, I don't know. If you guys are so picky about everything having to be utilitarian, I just think it's cool. It's fun.
I really want a Super GP100. But 357.
I like the 357 version of this.
The Fish said maybe it'll be able to take a 357 cylinder too. What if they had changeable cylinders?
But I don't know because of that forcing cone coming back. It looks like it's part of the barrel.
It depends. Is it threaded?
The forcing cone?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Threaded into the barrel there?
Yeah.
If
the forcing cone's threaded in or somehow removable.
Yeah. Maybe.
I don't know.
Ooh, but then what happens if the forcing cone backs off while you're shooting and jams itself against the cylinder?
Should have been cross-keyed.
You just turn it and it's fine.
But I don't know that it's going to be interchangeable because the problem with making anything like that interchangeable is that it's really, really, really hard to do a drop-in fit on a revolver cylinder. People take that for granted, but timing on a revolver cylinder is an extremely precise process. Mm-hmm. And even with uneven wear, like, you can run out of time pretty easily. Like, that's a huge liability to do swappable cylinders on a revolver.
Yep. Aaron, next story.
The next and final story of the night is Henry debuts the lever action Axe 410 non-NFA firearm.
Let's see. So,
whoa,
what?
Wait, where's the Axe?
MSRP is $970.
What the?
I was really hoping that there would be an Axe on this gun.
Yeah, but a lot of Henry stuff, their MSRP is way over what they actually sell for. Trust me, I wish I could sell this for MSRP.
Okay, but even if this is like $200 less, that's still more than I would be willing to pay for something like this. Way more.
Mm-hmm.
I want that in 4570 government.
Okay, that might actually be sort of cool.
But this is 410.
It's basically a mare's leg, but this is a 410. So like, what are you? I mean, like, it's kind of fun, but what are you going to do?
Wait, what's the price on this?
MSRP is $970.
The only thing I don't understand, the problem is you gotta understand, people really friggin' love 410. Like, that is such a favorite card. Certain people really do. Yeah. It's sort of like it's like a weird, like, some guys like it just for the basis that it'll fit through actions like this, and other guys just are fuds and they love 410. I don't know how to explain it. But the thing I don't understand is this gun is fundamentally not configured to be twirlable. So it doesn't have the oversized ring loop. And I think that's unusual. Like, you would think if you were doing this, that's the first thing people are going to want to do with it.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, but I could still flip it and pop it back up.
Yeah, you can get away with the one in back, but you can't do the full roll very easily, and that's the cooler move.
Well, you can if you just do one finger.
That gets pretty weighty for most people.
Tough Later Mouse said, I can get 900 fancy top ramens with that money.
You know what appeals to me more is the mare's leg and 22 long rifle that Henry has.
I mean, like, anything other than this, really. So, all right, so this is it's a firearm, but is it a short-barreled shotgun? Is that
no? It's not an NFA.
It's like
a Mossberg Shockwave.
Okay. Yeah, it's like a Shockwave.
All right. I don't think I want this.
Now do that in 12 gauge, and I'm in.
A side loading gate too, right?
They're screwing up because it's like one of the commenters was saying they just want to do the Terminator twirl, and this gun is fundamentally not set up for that.
Yeah, like if you could reenact the scene from Terminator 2.
Yeah, have you seen the actual gun for that? The 87 they used. It's heavily modified.
Yeah, this is weird.
I want this in 8 gauge.
They should send a letter to the ATF to have them.
Holy
find it.
Holy no, you guys. There's the 22 mare's leg that Henry has, right? But they also sell a holster and belt rig for it. Oh my god!
Wait, really?
Yes, I could be like Steve McQueen, but with the 22.
All right. I don't want 22 anything.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
No, shut up. You're wrong. 22 is fun.
I have my.
That looked like a Zaptel carry.
I have a.
It is. Wow. That's a reference I have not heard in a long time.
So I have my 22 Henry right here that I really like.
Did you guys know that you're not allowed to handle firearms on live streams anymore on YouTube?
Well, good thing I'm not handling this
whole time.
We're not handling them.
We're fondling them.
We're going to get a letter from the ATF that says this is not handling. Anyway, I'm sure we'll get banned. It doesn't matter. Whatever. We've got a backup plan. The backup plan is whine about it on social media until everyone makes a big stink about it and actually does nothing, and then we're still banned. What do you guys think of that plan?
Banned. Okay, but 22 long rifle is awesome. And
it is awesome.
Sean talked about it, but then every time we go to the range and we shoot 22, he's like, I love this. I love 22. It's great.
I know. It's like, I love this 22. I actually just bought a 1022, which is pretty funny.
Another one?
I just bought a brand new one. Because they had them on like crazy sale at Sportsman's Warehouse.
Yeah. It's insane how cheap they get sometimes.
Yeah. It was cheaper than my dealer price.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good. All right. That will do it for the news, right, Aaron? He gave us a thumbs up because the dog is probably screaming again. All right, so that'll bring us to Sonoran Desert Institute. If you want to learn about firearms, gunsmithing, all that other stuff, go to sdi.edu and let them know We Like Shooting sent you. But this will just about wrap it up. Othais, it was totally unexpected, but thank you so much for joining us, man.
Yeah, that's all right. I get bored sometimes.
Wait.
So do we every time you talk.
Oh, you know, it's not easy being green.
I'm just kidding, Othais.
Did you hear Aaron talking about saying you sounded like Kermit?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I get that a lot. It's okay.
Can you sing Rainbow Connection for us?
If I knew the words.
We'll wait. Pull them up.
No.
I'll just look it up for you. No, okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm gonna pull it up right now. I'll put it on the screen.
It's why are there so many songs about rainbows and what's on the other side?
So many.
No, okay, keep going, Sean. I want to hear this one.
No, I want you. You just say it in your normal speaking voice.
But I would have to know the. Oh my god, I literally don't know the tune. I would just be words because all I'm going to do is go. Why are there so many songs about rainbows?
That is fine. The best part about it is karaoke. Here we go. All right. Let's see. Oh, it's such a long intro.
This is going real great, guys. I still forget, why are there so many songs about rainbows and what's on the other side? I don't know the tune. All I hear is like blown out.
Other side. Come on, Matthias. Rainbows are visions, but only illusions.
And rainbows
Come on, no.
have nothing to hide.
Why does everyone know the lyrics
Okay,
to the song?
come on, Matthias. You can do it.
I've literally never heard this song.
Can you sing along? You know,
Oh, come on. Oh, Matthias, come on.
What?
You can do it.
I know they're wrong. Wait and see. I literally don't know the tune. I can't. Every time I talk, the music goes away so I can talk. So I stop hearing the minute I open my mouth. So I don't know how to follow it. It's like hearing your own voice back.
Nick just snorted. Oh god,
That's got to be like the most ish on the spot thing we've done to somebody.
it really is. Oh god, help! Oh, that was wonderful. Wait, hold on. Oh no, May was into it, man. She said, "Do it, come on,
I'll learn the lyrics later.
do it, hey, just do it."
She's in that same building. She can come over here and yell at me all she wants.
I know.
He should have sang.
It'll be fine.
I would have to know the okay. Again, there's desire, but then there's ability.
Matthias, when are you going to get on your little motorbike and ride back over here to see us?
As soon as I fix it.
As soon as you fix it, what? Is it something I own?
No, I went into it. I decided to do a carb job and got halfway through and ran out of time.
Oh, but you didn't break anything?
No, it's just sitting there. Well, I didn't break anything, but I found out why I was having problems. There's an internal crack, so I have to go order one additional carburetor for a 6-piece set and then brace. It's a nightmare. It's a lot of work that I just haven't had time to do.
What if Nick and I flew there to help you?
Yes.
Do you guys know how to work on motorcycles?
Nope.
I mean, not really.
Okay, this isn't going to speed things up at all, then, is it?
I work on my car. That's close enough, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys can fly here to hang out if you want.
But then you have to ride over here to see us.
Yeah, right after.
Okay. But then I won't have time to fix... Okay, I'm not doing this.
No, we'll fly out there. We'll help you fix the
You
bike.
lost your opening.
And then you can ride the bike over and we'll fly back here.
We're done now. I'm good.
And then you can come meet us.
He's not into it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what, John Doe? I do know how to disable Audis, but then I also know how to re-enable them. So there.
Matthias, where can people find your amazing heavy content, your words?
Oh, who knows? YouTube for now, I guess.
All right. Yeah. Do you handle firearms on live streams?
Plus size firearms. They're heavy.
That's a mess. I mean, not that I was doing any live streams, but it's kind of hinky because it's just like, what is... I mean, I understand what they're trying to avoid, but I don't think they're going to be like...
to avoid?
They're trying to avoid people doing live shootings because that's become a new thing.
So,
like,
Matthias only does BBWs, big beautiful rifles.
So wait, they're trying to prevent live shootings. Like this is like a huge thing, and like they're not already breaking 50,000 other laws. And
well, the problem is, what in their imagination, what they're going to have is somebody's going to pull out a gun. Here, let me get my super dangerous gun that I have over here. They're going to pull out this gun, and then they're going to go around and start like they're going to be like, "Hey, yeah, I got this gun, and I'm at the mall. You know how you do that?" And then they're just going to start, and somehow, by banning that, they will avoid the liability of allowing the stream to get to the point that somebody shot some other human being. But the problem is, when they say live streaming firearms, most people aren't live streaming firearms in use or in public spaces or anywhere that isn't like a controlled environment like this, in which it's really obvious that they're not about to shoot someone. Mm-hmm. Except they're probably afraid of live suicides and NDs. So that's really the one that you probably could prevent with this policy. So I see what they're trying to do. I just don't know that. It's almost like if somebody's going to commit suicide and you will ban them for showing the firearm, then what they'll probably do is they'll just sit there and talk and then just suddenly whip out a firearm and shoot themselves, and there'll be no time to catch it and ban them, you know? So I don't know what they think they're doing with this, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's silly. Also, what is it, COPPA? Is that what it's called? This Jeremy, scream about how this video is not made for children.
No, this video is not made for children.
Yeah, exactly. So fucking stop watching, you little heads. Is that COPPA basically in a nutshell?
Oh, me, COPPA?
Isn't that what it is? The Child Online Protection Act?
COPPA is kind of interesting. I suspect that it might have a positive effect on firearms content, but I'm not sure yet. We have to wait and see.
Yeah, well, anyway, if you're a fucking kid, stop watching this. Go to bed.
Well, the thing is, all they've done is okay, you got to understand, like, it used to be that children's advertising was primo on YouTube, so you got paid a higher CPM or whatever. So now that they're not allowed to track the kids, it inherently can't be targeted advertising. So therefore, the advertisers don't find it to be as valuable, so they'll pay less for it. So in other words, the auction, because that's the thing you forget, is all the time advertisers are bidding essentially on an auction system in order to get their ads out there. So if the kids stuff is de-emphasized in terms of tracking, then that means they're going to bid not as high. So it's deflating the value of the advertising that's on kids' content. Okay. It also means that there's a chance that YouTube might try to make that value up by going after the adult market again. And the adult market that everybody wants is like 18 to 30-something-year-old men. Well, that is very strongly led by firearms content. So there's a chance that we might actually see some interest in our content again, but it's hard to say. It would have, it's one of those things where finances and politics are going to start to clash, because if your next most valuable revenue source is, male audience members of the age range that we've really hit, then they're going to have to hold up their politics against their profits, and that might win out in our favor in the long run. We have to see.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. Either way, I'm just doing reverse psychology when I say, kids, don't watch this, because I know that'll make them automatically watch it, which is fine.
Tune in next week for us to go to a forest in Japan and find a dead body.
Yeah. I'm actually trying to figure out the best way to make our channel like Electro Boom. He's always accidentally shocking himself while teaching electrical engineering and things like that. Just trying to figure out the best way to accidentally shoot my hand or something every time I'm doing a video.
I'll accidentally shoot your hand right now. Put your hand out.
Do what, Othas?
You guys don't have to have an obvious direct injury. We're all quite aware that you're suffering from the effects of lead poisoning.
Actually, you might be right. I saw that video from Grantham.
I still haven't watched that.
And I was just like, wow, it makes a lot of sense. I might have lead poisoning. Then again, I just might be alcoholic. I don't know.
Like, that's why my fingers taste so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Alcohol?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that bottle of rum is
Jesus.
Gone. What?
That's half a cup.
Yeah. Well, I've had half the bottle, so I think we're fine. Anyway, Othas, people can look for you at C and Arsenal. That's CANDRSENAL, or they can they still just Google
primer?
Primer?
Look up the Patterson device or something, like something cool. I'll turn up.
Yeah.
Hey, free cat.
What's the most recent video you did?
MP18. We just did the MP18.
Nice. Anything that you can spill the beans on that you're super excited about?
We are doing, the next episode is our smallest handgun yet.
Was it the one you were just holding?
No. Oh. This is different. This is modern.
Is it the one in your pants? Oh.
That's awesome, man. I'm pretty excited about that. Go check out Othas. No one got it, Nick. Anyway, go check out Love WLS. Join the Gun Cult at theguncult.com. Patreon was getting a little sketchy, talking about owning content outside of their platform if you monetize through them. So we made our own thing. It's basically Patreon, but it's all just us. No one else takes a cut. So that's definitely a good thing. And Love WLS is where you can support the show, find our advertisers, their coupon codes, shirts like this one that I'm wearing.
How did you train the cat to do that?
It's actually crazy.
I'm trying to keep it from showing its but
the cat won that fight.
Yeah, is the cat upset that the dog is screaming?
Cats are real sluts. They're just like, live in my hole.
So the dog has been attacking the cats. It's hilarious. Like he'll jump on them, and the cat, and the orange one will just like let him do it, but the gray one just get the away.
That's amazing. Anyway, join a gun-related advocacy group such as the Second Amendment Foundation, the Firearms Policy Coalition, Gun Owners of America. And we always give out the suicide prevention line. The number is 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-TALK, or you can text 741-741. Soon they might have a 3-digit number you can text because I don't know. Is that a huge thing?
Get on that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, what was it?
Don't even bother because they'll change it last second or something.
Right. Yeah, that's fair. I can't remember what it is. But it's not available yet.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair. We're here live every week on Monday and Wednesday, except for tonight where we're on Thursday, but we're on demand every day with the podcast. Go to WeLikeShooting.com/show to subscribe. Thanks to everyone for watching out there. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And as we always say, thanks for listening. Get some medical training. And, Aaron?
Shoot straight.
What, is that what it says in the notes, guys?
Okay, Google.
I didn't change that. It says,
Alexa. Okay, Google. Hey, Siri.
So, Nick, for the title of the show, you typed a comment that I thought was the funniest thing ever. Nope. It said, vote for Shootie Pie.
Oh, that one. Yeah. I thought you were talking about a different one. I'll tell you about that later.
Yeah, totally.
Vote for Shootie Pie.
We need to call our channel Shootie Pie from now on.
I agree.
That's the thing. So, for title of the show, vote for Shootie Pie, Sprinking, or Water for Elephants.
I vote Shootie Pie.
Are we talking about the title of the show?
Yeah.
Retarded blowback.
okay, first of all, it wasn't even an option. Okay, you had 3 choices. You're not Jeremy. You don't get to make up your own.
We can't say the word retarded.
Why not?
We're not allowed.
It's offensive to retarded people, apparently.
Whoa.
Well, it is.
You guys just said retarded so many times.
You're not allowed.
That's retarded.
I like vote for Shootie Pie. That's amazing.
All right, guys, I gotta go.
Did you think that show was worth $1? Help the cast by visiting lovewls.com.